Training Day followed an idealistic rookie through the most dangerous 24 hours of his life alongside a corrupt detective. It made Alonzo Harris immortal and turned its stars into Academy Award contenders. But after the success, one Oscar-nominated actor disappeared from Hollywood, while other cast members suddenly passed away. What really happened after the film ended? Let's uncover the truth Hollywood never showed us. The story has to begin with Alonzo Harris. He smiles, cracks a joke, and makes Jake Hoyt believe he's found the perfect mentor. By the time the truth emerges, it's already too late. Denzel Washington was 46 when he accepted the role that completely shattered his image as Hollywood's dependable hero, earning his first Academy Award for Best Actor. Behind that success, he revealed that he spent many years drinking heavily during middle age before making the life-changing decision to quit alcohol completely around the age of 60. His marriage to Pauletta Washington also endured decades of intense media scrutiny and repeated rumors of infidelity and separation. Despite the constant speculation, the couple remained together, with Denzel repeatedly saying that commitment, forgiveness, and sacrifice, not perfection, were what kept their family intact. His career reached even greater heights after Training Day. Washington delivered acclaimed performances in Fences, earned another Academy Award nomination for The Tragedy of Macbeth, returned to worldwide box office success with The Equalizer 3, and introduced himself to a new generation of audiences in Gladiator 2. Rather than slowing down in his 70s, he continued balancing acting, directing, and producing while remaining one of Hollywood's most respected figures. By 2026, at 71 years old, Denzel Washington continues to work at the highest level of the film industry. With an estimated net worth of around $300 million, he remains one of the most celebrated actors of his generation, having built a career that spans nearly 5 decades while earning 2 Academy Awards and countless other honors. At 63, he became Doug Rosselli, the influential police official whose decisions helped expose the corruption surrounding Alonzo Harris. His commanding performance once again demonstrated why he was regarded as one of Hollywood's finest character actors. His life began with heartbreak. Yulin was abandoned shortly after birth, placed in an orphanage, and adopted when he was only 4 months old. Years later, another devastating loss struck when his first wife, actress Gwen Wells, died of cancer in 1993. He eventually found happiness again after marrying Kristen Lohman in 2005, keeping his private life largely away from public attention while continuing to build an extraordinary acting career. His career never slowed down. After memorable performances in Scarface and Ghostbusters 2, Yulin earned an Emmy Award nomination for Frasier and later impressed a new generation of viewers with his work in Ozark. He remained active on stage, television, and film into his 80s, continuing to work almost until the end of his life and leaving behind more than 100 screen and stage credits. Sadly, Harris Yulin died of cardiac arrest on June 10, 2025, in New York City, at the age of 87. Tributes poured in from across the entertainment industry, honoring a performer admired for his intelligence, authority, and remarkable longevity. His net worth was estimated at around $4 million, closing a distinguished career that spanned more than 6 decades. Ethan Hawke almost walked away from Jake Hoyt because he feared the character would spend the entire film trapped beneath Alonzo Harris's shadow. Instead, that imbalance became the story's greatest weapon. At 30, Hawke turned Jake's fear, anger, and growing defiance into the emotional counterweight to Denzel Washington's explosive performance, leading to his first Oscar nomination. During the years surrounding Training Day, his marriage to actress Uma Thurman entered a painful decline that ended in divorce in 2005. The breakup became international tabloid news after rumors linked Hawke to the couple's former nanny, Ryan Shaw Hughes. Hawke admitted that the divorce left him emotionally devastated, describing the period as one of deep depression and personal crisis, while relentless media attention magnified every mistake. Instead of disappearing, Hawke rebuilt both his life and career. He reunited with director Richard Linklater for Before Sunset, earned widespread acclaim for Before Midnight and the groundbreaking Boyhood, then received further praise for performances in First Reformed, The Black Phone, and the Marvel series Moon Knight. Looking back, Hawke has often said that surviving the collapse of his first marriage forced him to become both a better artist and a more grounded person. As of 2026, Ethan Hawke is 55 years old and remains one of the most respected actors, writers, and directors in American cinema. His net worth is estimated at around $55 million, reflecting a career built not on blockbuster fame alone, but on decades of critically acclaimed performances and creative reinvention. Then we have Scott Glenn, who played Roger. Roger looked more like an ordinary family man than someone caught in the middle of Alonzo Harris's criminal empire. That contrast made his character so unsettling, and Scott Glenn delivered it with remarkable restraint when he took on the role at 62 years old. He turned a relatively brief appearance into one of the film's most quietly unforgettable performances. His toughest fight happened far away from a movie set. Polio left Glenn bedridden for nearly 3 years, and doctors believed he would never walk normally again. He spent years rebuilding his strength through relentless exercise. His persistence finally paid off with acclaimed performances in The Right Stuff, The Silence of the Lambs, and The Hunt for Red October. Success continued well into his later years. Glenn reached a new generation through The Bourne Ultimatum, HBO's The Leftovers, and Marvel's Daredevil, where his portrayal of Stick became one of the series' most acclaimed performances. Rather than retiring, he continued choosing selective roles that reinforced his reputation as one of Hollywood's finest veteran character actors. Now, at 87 years old, Scott Glenn is still regarded as one of the industry's most respected performers. His net worth is estimated at around $4 million, reflecting a career built on resilience, consistency, and more than 5 decades of memorable performances. Then there was Sarah. She appeared only briefly in Training Day, yet her calm presence offered a rare glimpse of warmth inside a story dominated by fear and corruption. Eva Mendes was 27 when she brought a natural softness to the role, making every moment feel intimate and believable. The film became the breakthrough that introduced her to a much wider audience and opened the door to Hollywood stardom. Then came a very different struggle. As her fame exploded, constant media attention and the pressure to maintain her image took a heavy emotional toll. In 2008, Mendes voluntarily entered Cirque Lodge to receive treatment for emotional issues and substance abuse, choosing recovery over silence. At the same time, tabloid rumors repeatedly targeted her private life, making one of the busiest periods of her career even more difficult. Everything changed after she met Ryan Gosling while filming The Place Beyond the Pines in 2011. Following the births of their 2 daughters, Mendes made the unexpected decision to step away from acting after Lost River 2014. Instead, she focused on raising her family while building successful businesses in fashion, beauty, and home products, explaining that motherhood had become her greatest priority. As of 2026, Eva Mendes is 52 years old. He continues to live largely outside the Hollywood spotlight with Ryan Gosling and their family. Her net worth is estimated at around $20 million, and although fans still hope for her return, she has repeatedly made it clear that her family now comes first. Cliff Curtis was next. With a shaved head, piercing stare, and chilling composure, Smiley looked like someone capable of anything. At 33, Curtis brought unforgettable menace to Training Day, leaving a lasting impression despite his limited screen time. For many viewers, it was the first glimpse of a character actor whose greatest talent was making every role feel like a completely different person. That breakthrough came with a price. Curtis spent years being typecast as gangsters, drug dealers, terrorists, or immigrants simply because of his appearance, despite being Maori. Instead of accepting those limits, he deliberately pursued dramatically different roles, proving his range in films such as Whale Rider and later becoming a leading face in Fear the Walking Dead. Unlike many Hollywood stars, he kept his private life almost entirely out of the headlines, marrying in 2009 and avoiding major public scandals. His reputation only grew stronger. Curtis joined one of the world's biggest film franchises with Avatar: The Way of Water, returned in later Avatar productions, and continued starring in major international projects while also supporting New Zealand's film industry through his own production company. By choosing challenging roles instead of predictable villains, he gradually broke free from the stereotypes that had defined the beginning of his career. Today, Cliff Curtis is 57 years old and remains one of New Zealand's most respected international actors. His net worth is estimated at around $10 million, reflecting a career built on versatility, persistence, and worldwide success. Stan Gursky entered training day near the end, when Alonzo Harris's carefully protected world was beginning to collapse. Tom Berenger was 52 when he played the seasoned narcotics detective, bringing quiet authority and experience to the role. Though his appearance was brief, Gursky helped push the story toward its final reckoning. Off-screen, his personal life became increasingly complicated. Berenger went through 4 marriages and became the father of 6 children, while repeated divorces brought costly financial settlements and difficult custody disputes that frequently made headlines. As those family struggles unfolded, his career also lost momentum. Although he continued working in films like Sniper and later won a Primetime Emmy Award for Hatfields and McCoys, he never fully regained the leading man status he had enjoyed during his peak years. He refused to disappear. Berenger kept accepting demanding roles in independent films, westerns, and television while making occasional appearances in major productions such as Inception. Rather than chasing fame, he focused on staying active, allowing him to build a career that stretched across nearly 5 decades, despite the personal setbacks that repeatedly interrupted it. Now, Tom Berenger is 77 years old, continuing to work in the entertainment industry. His net worth is estimated at around $8 million, and he remains respected as one of Hollywood's finest veterans, remembered for both his Academy Award-nominated career and his remarkable longevity. The next familiar face was Raymond J. Barry. Lou Jacobs stood near the top of the LAPD's chain of command, where every decision carried serious consequences. At 62, Barry brought calm authority to the veteran police official, making every scene feel authentic. Even with limited screen time, his presence made the growing crisis surrounding Alonzo Harris far more believable. His journey demanded enormous patience. Barry spent years performing in more than 75 stage productions while struggling to establish himself in Hollywood. Success finally arrived through memorable performances in Born on the 4th of July, Dead Man Walking, and later Justified, proving that persistence could overcome years of uncertainty. Away from the cameras, he built a stable family life with writer Robin Mundell, raising 4 children and avoiding the scandals that often followed other actors of his generation. His work never slowed. Barry continued appearing in acclaimed television series including The X-Files, Lost, and Justified, while also earning praise in independent films such as Steel City, which brought him an Independent Spirit Award nomination. Outside acting, he devoted much of his later life to painting, balancing 2 artistic careers while remaining active well into his 80s. By 2026, Raymond J. Barry is 87 years old and still recognized as one of America's most accomplished character actors. His net worth is estimated at around $3 million, reflecting more than 60 years of respected work across theater, film, and television. Nick Chinland made Tim impossible to ignore. Tim rarely said much, but his presence alone warned that violence could erupt at any moment. At 39, Chinlund played one of Alonzo Harris's most dangerous associates, using his intense screen presence to create constant unease. He became another reminder that every corner of Alonzo's world was built on intimidation. After building a reputation as a convincing villain, Chinlund found himself repeatedly cast as criminals, killers, and unstable characters, leaving few opportunities to explore more complex dramatic roles. Ironically, his greatest strength became his biggest limitation. Even so, he continued appearing in high-profile productions, including Con Air, The Chronicles of Riddick, Tears of the Sun, and The X-Files, while keeping his personal life remarkably private. Since marrying Barbara Jones Steig in 2005, he has stayed almost entirely out of the tabloids. He never stopped working. Chinlund remained a familiar face across television and independent films, returning for guest appearances in crime dramas and thrillers while continuing to earn praise for his intense performances. Instead of fighting his reputation, he embraced it and became one of Hollywood's most reliable character actors. As of 2026, at 64 years old, Nick Chinlund continues to work in film and television. His net worth is estimated at around $3 million, reflecting a career built on memorable supporting roles and more than 3 decades in the entertainment industry. For Dr. Dre, Training Day was a natural fit. Paul appeared only briefly, yet he instantly blended into the dangerous world that surrounded Alonzo Harris. At 36, he brought a natural street credibility that few actors could match. His casting also reflected the growing influence of hip-hop artists in major Hollywood films during the early 2000s. Then everything nearly came crashing down. Dre's life was shaken in 2021 when he suffered a brain aneurysm that required emergency hospitalization and intensive treatment. At the same time, his divorce from Nicole Young became one of Hollywood's most expensive legal battles, ending after nearly 25 years of marriage amid allegations of domestic abuse, infidelity, and threats, claims Dre denied. His past also continued to shadow him because of the widely criticized 1991 assault on journalist Dee Barnes, an incident he later publicly apologized for. He kept moving forward. Dre expanded his business empire through Aftermath Entertainment while helping launch the careers of artists including Eminem and 50 Cent. His influence stretched far beyond music after co-founding Beats Electronics, a company that was sold to Apple in a multi-billion-dollar deal, cementing his reputation as one of the most successful entrepreneurs in entertainment. Today, Dr. Dre is 61 years old, becoming one of the most influential figures in hip-hop history. With an estimated net worth of around $850 million, he continues producing music, investing in new ventures, and shaping the next generation of artists. Next came Jaime Gomez as Detective Mark. Mark worked in the same narcotics division as Alonzo Harris, where trust between fellow officers could disappear in an instant. At 36, Gomez brought the quiet confidence and professionalism of a seasoned detective to the role. His understated performance helped make Training Day's corrupt police world feel even more believable. After Nash Bridges ended and Training Day was released, Gomez struggled to find another breakthrough role despite years of steady television success. Major film offers became increasingly rare, and he was often limited to guest appearances and supporting roles instead of leading projects. Through it all, he stayed away from controversy, maintaining a stable marriage with Debbie Gomez while raising their 2 children. Rather than walking away from Hollywood, Gomez expanded into producing, writing, and directing. He completed the feature film In the Blink of an Eye, along with documentary projects that screened at international film festivals, allowing him to keep creating even as acting opportunities became less frequent. The move gave him a second career behind the camera. As of 2026, Jaime Gomez is 60 years old, remaining active as an actor and filmmaker. His net worth is estimated at $2 million, and he continues to balance acting with independent creative projects after more than 3 decades in the industry. In the training on, Blue instantly felt like someone who truly belonged on the streets of Los Angeles. At 29, Snoop Dogg brought his unmistakable West Coast presence to the role, making the film's world feel even more authentic. It was a small appearance that left a lasting impression because it never felt like stunt casting. His rise was repeatedly interrupted by legal trouble. In 1993, Snoop faced a highly publicized murder charge connected to the shooting death of Philip Woldemariam before being acquitted in 1996. Over the following years, he was arrested several times on drug and weapon-related charges, making headlines almost as often as his music. His marriage to Shantae Taylor, which began in 1997, also faced a major test when he filed for divorce in 2004, only for the couple to reconcile and renew their commitment to one another. His story took an unexpected turn. Snoop transformed himself from controversial rapper into a mainstream entertainer, expanding into television, business, sports, and philanthropy, while continuing to release successful music. He also became widely admired for mentoring young artists and supporting youth football programs, proving his career could evolve far beyond the image that first made him famous. By 2026, Snoop Dogg is 54 years old, and for us, he remains one of the most recognizable entertainers in the world. His net worth is estimated at around $170 million, reflecting more than 3 decades of success across music, film, television, and business. Few people noticed that the frightened woman standing beside Sandman was played by Macy Gray, but her anxious presence made the danger surrounding Alonzo Harris feel even more real. She was 34 years old when Training Day, 2001, was filmed, arriving on set just as her music career had exploded worldwide. So Gray brought far more emotion to the role than its brief screen time suggested. Then her own life became just as turbulent. Gray's marriage to Tracy Hines had already ended in divorce as fame arrived, leaving her to raise 3 children while navigating the pressure of sudden global success. She later revealed her battles with depression, bipolar disorder, and substance abuse, admitting that the weight of celebrity became overwhelming. Years later, another storm followed when controversial comments about transgender issues sparked fierce criticism and calls for boycotts. She kept finding ways to move forward. Gray continued releasing albums, touring internationally, and appearing in films and television while refusing to let personal setbacks define her career. The unmistakable voice behind "I Try" remained her greatest trademark, allowing her to stay relevant across multiple generations despite changing trends in the music industry. Now, 58 years old in 2026, Macy Gray still performs for audiences around the world while balancing music with occasional acting projects. Her estimated net worth stands at around $12 million, reflecting a career that survived personal heartbreak, public controversy, and the constant pressure that comes with lasting fame. Finally, Hollywood spent years paying Noel Guglielmi to play gangsters. The irony was that the streets had almost claimed his own life before the cameras ever did. When he stepped into the role of Moreno in Training Day, 2001, he was 30 years old, bringing a level of authenticity few actors could fake. His performance felt so convincing because parts of that world had once been painfully familiar to him. Then came the battle he never expected to escape. Abandoned by his parents, Guglielmi found himself homeless at just 13 before drifting into gang life as a teenager. He later admitted he believed his future held only 2 possibilities, death or prison, until acting completely changed the direction of his life. Hollywood, however, created a different kind of trap by casting him almost exclusively as Latino gangsters and criminals, often even naming his characters Hector, leaving him to fight against an image he never wanted to become permanent. Rather than running from that reputation, he turned it into something meaningful. Guglielmi appeared in more than 150 film and television productions, including The Fast and the Furious, Bruce Almighty, and Furious 7, while using his own experiences to speak honestly about the consequences of gang life. Since 2018, he has traveled to churches, schools, and community organizations across the United States, encouraging young people to avoid the same mistakes that nearly destroyed his future. Today, Noel Guglielmi is 55 years old and continues balancing acting with motivational speaking and youth outreach programs. His estimated net worth is around $1.5 million, but the role he seems proudest of is no longer playing gangsters on screen. It's convincing teenagers that they never have to become one in real life. So that's the cast of Training Day in 2026. After 25 years, which transformation surprised you the most, and who remains your favorite character? Share your answer in the comments, then like and subscribe for more cast updates.